Hello and welcome to Crux Investor. We caught up earlier today with Glenn Jessam, who is the CEO of Silver Tiger Metals, a TSXV listed silver and gold explorer with assets in Mexico. If you'd like our thoughts and opinions on that conversation and, in fact, the company itself, you can find that at cruxinvestor.com/club. You can also find detailed company reports on there, commentary from experts from around the world on a variety of commodities and companies. There are training videos on there. There are summaries of other interviews that we've done just to save you a bit of time. And of course, there's a thriving community of investors sharing their thoughts and ideas with each other. So go and join them at cruxinvestor.com/club. And of course, we'd love your feedback too. So do give us a like, leave your comments below. If you want to see what we talked about, take a look in the description below. Glenn, how you doing, sir?
Very good, Matt. Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while. I think it was back in August we spoke, but we thought we'd touch base. Saw a press release come out, some exceptional numbers on there. But I guess before we talk about that, when you give people that 1 minute overview of the business so we know what we're talking about, then I'll take it from there, okay?
We are, as you know, Matt, long history in Mexico. For those who are watching for the first time, I work closely with the group here for 25 years. We built 3 large mines in Mexico over that period out of Halifax here on the east coast of Canada. We've developed 2 more. The last one we sold to Agnico. It's no secret that there is a real strong working relationship between myself and the president of another company here at Halifax doing great things, Go Gold with Los Ricos. And I'm very pleased to call Brad Langell my partner for a long time.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I wanted to catch up. Okay, we saw these big numbers, big headline numbers in this press release. Markets saw them, said no, we don't like this. Share price drops. And the comment coming back is high grade, narrow vein, not interested. What do you have to say to that?
Well, Matt, maybe I've got to get better at writing press releases because these are our first 10 holes. When we talked in August, I told everybody in middle of September we'd get back to the mountain. We did. We've got 3 drills turning. First 10 holes off the mountain, we could not have been happier with these results. And why? This is high-grade silver from surface, surrounded by a wide alteration of gold from surface, which we're just starting to delineate. And why that's important? That's exactly what was at the old El Tigre mine. Don't forget, 100 million silver equivalent ounces come out of there. 1908 to 1930, same width veins, same width. And now we've got the alteration zone. Look, the last thing I'll say is I was very pleased with the results. But you know what? We've got some retail investors that decided they wanted to leave the story. They've all made money since they probably committed. But since we talked, we're now covered by Stifel. Full initiated coverage, independent. Geologists and mining engineers. We're covered by Beacon Securities. We're covered by Echelon, Red Cloud. We had our first research note put out by BMO, the gorilla in the room 2 weeks ago. Sprott have put all kinds of research notes out on us. And they all updated after they saw the results. I can send them to you, Matt. I'm going to.
Thank you.
And I'll send you that coverage to give to your people. They were over the moon. They said, these are unbelievable, way better than we thought.
Okay, but tell me why. Tell me why. So you're saying, from surface, great. So, explain to me why. What is it that the analysts are seeing that retail guys aren't?
Well, the analysts see what we are going to be in 12 months. We're all calling for $1.30, $1.40 price. That means nothing. We've got to fill that. But if you don't mind, Matt, could I go to my Verify presentation and maybe show some things that maybe really get your listeners going, aha, in that moment? Because as the smart people look at it, they go, aha. So, and I know your viewers are smart and understand precious metals. Let's go have a look at that.
Glenn,
I hope
they're smarter than that. I'll take that. Right, there you go. Share away. Off you go.
You just go see, and hopefully technology works for us. You know what it's like, but we'll give this a second, and you should see a slide deck pop up.
There you go.
Let me know if you see it. Perfect. Look, let's jump right in here, and where we're going to go is we've got to go to the overview. And people have, look, and I keep reiterating this, Matt, we basically, I apologize for that. Let me get back to that. We keep seeing and repeating and saying and repeating, it's all about track record. This is not our first time doing this. You know that, 25 years there. I don't look press release to press release. We look years to year as we develop a project. And when we saw this project in 2017, we had to have it. And why we had to have it was because of its sheer size. Here we are in the Sierra Madre. We're 80 kilometers from the U.S. border. I want people to know what we have. 35-kilometer package, 30,000 hectares, 25 kilometers of the Sierra Madre, go through it, but. Why we bought it was right here, the old El Tigre mine. And that mine, I told your viewers earlier, 100 million silver equivalent ounces at over 2 kilograms per ton. Highest grade mine we've ever seen. My team told me if we get it, there'd be 1 million ounces and a halo of gold around it. And not only that, they deliver that in the 43-101. They did. Within a year of owning this thing, we drilled 12,000 meters and delivered that. That was first pass. That's 20% of the way done. We're getting about $90 million in real NAV from the analysts. When you see those reports, you'll see it. But why we got it is that with the 3-4 kilometers to the north, same unmined veins, the old timers explored, about a half meter to a meter wide, continued. We've been drilling up there, 3 drill rigs going. We have stuff as high as 1 meter, 10 kilos up there. But here's the magic, and people are missing this. It's also all in that El Tigre formation I'm going to show you. It's the wide alteration of gold that allows us to look at this. It's all from surface. This is going to be open pit material, not going underground for narrow veins. We'll talk about that in a minute. Any questions, Matt, or anything else you'd like to know about this?
Yeah, you mentioned like you've got 3 drills running full time at the moment. Are they focused just all in that one area? I mean, what's happening with the rest of the land package?
I'm going to go and I'm going to show you a geological plan map. It'll really start to orient people as to what we're looking at here. Before we do that, let's just talk about this. And there's 2 things I'd like to show you. Everything we need here. If you understand mining in Mexico, no ejido, no native peoples. We own all of this land package that I've put the box around here, 30,000 hectares. We have already proven to ourselves, we got to do it on paper, this is going to be an economic deposit. If I didn't think that, I wouldn't have bought the 6,200 hectares. Everything I own inside the goal is the concessions. We bought that land for $1.1 million. The rancher sold it to us. That is a pretty strong message to the market. I don't want to be a rancher there. I want to be a miner there. So that's why we bought that land package. We're going in the right direction. We drive right to site on the federal highway. We have power going through this thing. We basically have within 15 kilometers unlimited water for when there's a mine here. I'm going to stop on these things because we're getting far ahead of ourselves. But our group that have built all these mines have already made the decision. This is an economic deposit. Now we just need to drill it. Now, let's go talk a little bit about, flip ahead a few slides because you asked about where the drilling is. And we did what we said. We took our money and we have attacked this mountain. This is very important here for people to understand. This is the whole story right here, Matt. This is the geological plan map. This is the 6 kilometers in the middle of our 35, we call it the brownfields, where we are attacking this with exploration. It's a low sulfidation epithermal system. It's what we've been working on. All the big deposits of Mexico are that. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're experts on it. Our team are experts on it. The old mine, I'll show you what we did there. You'll see that in a minute. First pass, we delivered 1 million ounces. All the high grade was gone. The difference is, and why was it there? Because the clavos formed when these 2 veins came together. I'll show you that clearly, the El Tigre and the Sites Kelly. Why we really bought that is that 3-4 kilometers to the north, when we looked and did our due diligence, those same veins, it's the same veins, not mine, past the end of the mine, all came together here again. That's where we think that next clavos is. But the bonus is we're going to get those high-grade silver veins. We've just delivered them. But look at this yellow rock, and I'll orient this so you can see it. That's the top of the mountain, and you can see the bottom is the valley. See that yellow? That's the El Tigre formation. It's up to 150 meters thick. And that comes to surface with those veins, and the gold goes out into that for up to 100 meters. So think about it up here. Another El Tigre mine, 3 kilometers of those veins. Not only do we get the high grade up here, we already know we're going to get the wide zones of alteration, all of it from surface. And so really that's why we bought this thing. And right now, first drill started turning September 15th. You just saw the first 10 holes. The hit rate on those was off the charts. Four of them over a kilo. But the magic, and we'll look at it when we see the cross-section, the wide zone of alteration already developing. And I've got some great diagrams to show you that. Second drill started here about the first week of October. Results very soon. Third drill just north of the mine. It's drilling now. Those results will be later in December and maybe even January, because that one only started about 2 weeks ago. That's where we are. Now what I want to do. Questions first, Mac.
Let me interrupt you here, because you're on a floor. You're in sales mode, Glenn. You're in sales mode. I'm interested in, look, if I think to the reaction in the market from the drill results you just put out. Okay, so narrow vein, really high grade. You've used the phrase, we know what we've got here. We know we're going to find this. We know we're going to find that. You've got a degree of confidence. But shouldn't your drill plan sort of also kind of cater to the marketplace? And I appreciate you said we look at it from year to year, not month to month or day to day here. But do you mind that the market has taken a negative view of the information you put out? I mean, you're down nearly 10 cents.
Look, we have had great share performance since the last time we talked. Our liquidity's fantastic. We traded over 50 million shares. We trade about 700,000 shares a day. The street in Toronto, here in Canada, with all the analysts coming on board, they're there to support us for the next several years. That's what I get excited about. I put out a fantastic drill result. Yeah, it's disappointing because my guys on the mountain delivered those first 10 holes. They could not have done better. And the price goes down, and I get a call from the guys and saying, Glenn, what do we got to do better? You can't do anything better. They can't be better than that. But people can sell their stock. They've already made money. But I don't look at press release to press release. I look at the fact we've got $8 million in the bank, and there's a dozen press releases coming with good results in the next several months.
Okay, but what next then? If you say they couldn't have done better, these are good results, what do you need to do next to kind of restore the faith in the marketplace? Because, it's all well and good, research guys, analysts putting out nice numbers for you here. But, people take those with a pinch of salt. They're always overstated.
Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Number one, we're down 10 cents. This is not the end of the world. We're up, 1,000% since we started working in June. We've been doing some good things. Come on now. We've traded 5 million shares in the 2 days it came out. I'm very happy about that because guess what? Those were weak hands. They made their money. They're gone. Let's face it. Look at the precious metals tape. It couldn't be much worse right now. That's going to change too. So from my perspective, those 5 million shares, the smart guys bought those. The guys who are looking for the dollar and know we're going to get there on the $1.50, that's where it went. So I'm not going to sit here and bemoan it. I'm already past that. We're on to the next. When's the fourth drill rig coming? When's the fifth?
Okay,
that's it.
Great. Okay, choppy market, silver, gold down. I get it. But to answer the question, what do you do next? You've got what? How much money have you got? About $9 million bucks?
$8 million in the bank. Yeah,
right. Okay. So what are you doing with that? What are you going to do?
Let me show you what we're going to do. And I got to go back to Verify. Can I go back there for a few minutes?
Yeah, help yourself.
It's very, very important that people understand. I'm taking you to the old. We're going underground. This is what we do. And we're going to show you because you have to understand what this mine was to understand that we're going to find another one and maybe another one. When you find a 10 million ounce deposit in Mexico, which we've done, it's never one big deposit. We call them ore shoots, clavos. They occur. Our Ocampo mine had 8, I think. Pinos Altos, the biggest mine Agnico has there, has 10 over 10 kilometers. That's the size land package we have. We're starting on the first one just to the north. This is what this was, this old mine. You're looking at a big mine, 14 levels, but here's the magic of it. And I'm going to rotate this. See the black? You talk about narrow vein? See that? That's the stope. That's what the miners went a half kilometer way back in 1900 to go get. They wanted that much, Matt, less than a meter. You know why? I'm going to put you in plan view. Watch what happens to the stope. Watch what they went after half a kilometer. Disappears. That's how high grade it was. You know why? Because here's why. The site, the El Tigre vein, which we're drilling to the north, continues. And the site's Kelly vein came together. This was all kilo stuff, very high grade, narrow vein silver. We got all the underground mining records for this mine from the University of Wyoming. This is the clavos that they chased to great depth. Stuff in there was 10, 20, 30, 50 kilos. But you know what we did the first time and what we're going to see to the north? You have to understand this part. This is the project. We knew that it's not just the high-grade veins. Boom. That's 1 million ounces of gold that we drilled off on one pass on one vein in a year. It's the El Tigre, that beautiful yellow rock. It goes down to 150 meters. It's the same exact stuff to the north. And basically, that's we got $90 million of that in NAV from the smart people. I think they're 10 million high, but that's okay. We only did a first pass. This is about 20% done. This is going to become a couple million ounces when we get back and finish it off. The north's so exciting, we're not even paying attention. There's another halo right here. The old timers went home. Why was this here? Why was Cheese Paw, a Silvercrest asset, there? Sat for 80 years? Because these assets were foreign-owned mines. That's where there's no new exploration and discovery in Mexico. You find all the big deposits, all of us do, under and around the head frames of old Spanish or American mines. Exactly what this was. Cheese Paw was a mine, the Silvercrest asset, same as ours, 1900 to 1930. They closed because silver went from $1.33 in 1929 to less than 20 cents. And everybody went home. When our guys went home, they didn't even, this third vein, we haven't even touched it. It goes for 1.5 kilometers. High-grade silver. They only went to 5 levels here. We have the records, 2 kilo stuff down here. We'll get back in here next year, and we're going to turn this thing into a couple of million ounces. The grade's going way up. We're going to get a couple $100 million NAV for it. But that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is, and here's the key right here, and this is where your viewers, I think, are really, really, really going to get it. When we go up here, and I'm going to orient you first so you know where we went. We just got 1 million ounces down here on a first pass. That's not even done yet. Up here where the 3 drills are, none of it's been touched. And the next slide, I think, will be the one when they really see what we're doing. The next 2 slides tie it all together. Orient everybody. Old El Tigre mine goes for 1.5 kilometers. 20% of the way down. We grabbed 1 million ounces with our eyes closed. 3 kilometers going north, same veins, never mind. We've got to drill here, here, and here. We just put the first 10 holes out from here. They were incredible. But here's what people need to understand. Narrow vein silver, and maybe I got to get a better guy drawing diagrams. That is from our press release. Now we're 3 kilometers, you're 2 kilometers north. That's the first section. And you know what a section is. I just showed you those 3 kilometers of mine. We drilled 1, 6. This is the first one. The next one in our press release is 25 meters north. What people have to see is, yes, at 10 meters from surface, we're intercepting 0.5 meter of 2 kilos. But look at the alteration zone already starting to build. 8 meters of 3 or 4 grams of gold. This is the theory. The old El Tigre mine was backwards. The old timers took the high grade, and we're drilling off a beautiful killer pit from surface. Why? Because of this 150-meter yellow rock, the El Tigre formation, that takes up outside these high-grade silver veins a wide zone up to 125 meters in some of our drilling around the old mine of gram and a half material. You know what we're getting at. We built up a pit after the mine was mined. When we're done here, as we go north, stepping out 25 or 50 meters, we're going to take the first 150 meters in a pit with all the veins still in. You can see that oriented. Now what happens as we start to go north, you saw these, and I'm going to go back and show you. Here's our theory. Pay attention to our next press releases for everybody, and we'll show you how we're going to prove that. As we go north, look at the veins. They're all together. Our first sections were here and here. When we start stepping out, these 2 veins come directly together, the Cayley and the Protectora. And what happens when that happens, let's go back to those 2 slides. When these 2 come together, this is how we're going to drill this thing. We're going to keep stepping out 50-meter sections, going north. When they come together, these alteration zones come together, and they get a lot wider. And that is what we're going to be trying to prove. Maybe I didn't explain that well enough. And maybe the smart guys who get an hour on the phone with me and I walk them through it like the analysts, they see it. But we try to educate everyone. This is not just narrow vein silver. It's narrow vein silver in a wide alteration zone. Now, here's what happens as part 2. You can see some of the drill holes. This high-grade silver keeps going. We drilled 10 kilos here at 50 meters from surface. We let the drill go underneath the El Tigre formation on this one. We got 1.5 meters of over 1 kilo. That's the first 150 meters of El Tigre. These formations, the old timers went down 450 meters in these. This thing goes for 1 kilometer. We'll get to that. That's part 2. But when you're walking on the mineralization and sampling it from surface, and you're drilling that kind of stuff 10 meters down the hole, and we're going to leave that for a little later. I think we're going to take my geologists hate this word, low-hanging fruit, or from surface fruit. And that's really what we're going to see. Now, last picture to tie it together, and I think this is important. Let's flip back a couple of slides. Now you're starting to understand why that El Tigre formation is so important. And I'm going to spin it around. Look at it. That's that yellow rock. That's 150 meters wide. That daylights. That's why the veins daylight. We drilled around the old mine 1 million ounces first pass, one of the free veins. This one to the west, and every mine. We'll get back and finish that. The veins were gone. Up here, we've got all the high-grade veins. But look what it's all saving in. That El Tigre formation. That's the magic here. That's why this deposit from surface is incredible. And I'm going to keep telling the story, and I'm going to keep putting out the results. And at some point, the market's going to go, we got it. That's all I can tell you on that one, Matt.
Okay. A lot of exuberance, a lot of confidence. How much data, remind me again how much data you inherited, how much data you've got to give you the confidence of everything you've just been saying, because there's a lot of moving parts there. And I'm not quite sure which are assumptions, which is sales pitch, which is real. So tell me what you know.
I'm an exuberant guy. I'm a pretty straight shooter with you. You know, I'm a securities lawyer. You've asked me some questions on the last one I probably shouldn't have answered. I told you like it was. And I'm telling you like it was here. Data. Think about this. If you're going to go look for the next El Tigre, and we're going to go to one big slide to show you where we think there might be more, you better understand what this was. We got every underground mining record from the University of Wyoming, 5,000 underground channel samples. When you're looking at that was 3 weeks getting all the data from the University of Wyoming. It was all saved there miraculously in a museum. It took us 6 months to digitize it. When you look at this, we know what that was. So when we go look for the next one, we know. Make no mistake, we bought 10,000 meters. I'll show you over here. Talk about data. Like that 1 million ounces on the first pass didn't fall out of space. There's all our drilling. People can go to verify and see this. There it is. We only drilled the one vein, just getting started. Look, we bought 10,000 meters. We drilled 12,500. We can't understand the North any better than that. And why? Because you got to know what you're hunting for. We're not making assumptions here. And we've now got 10 holes up there. We've got meter of 10 kilos. We've got already proving the wide zone of alteration in our first 10 or 15 holes. Like, this is like the first nibble. People ask me when the drill results are coming next. You know what I tell them, Matt? For the next 3 or 4 years. And that's what happens, because we'll show you really what's going to go. But I got to take you somewhere else. And people, I don't talk about this enough because we tend to our knitting. But let's go look at this. This is what I don't put in a press release. And this is what people have to understand. I didn't buy the old El Tigre mine and the 3 kilometers of veins to the north. We bought a district, and we knew we bought a district when we bought it. That's our land package I showed you, the gold block. That's 35 kilometers long. I told you we had 25 kilometers this year in Madre. We've been across all of it. I'm going to blow this up. That's 25 kilometers. I'm going to put in perspective where we're working right now, Matt. We're working. There's the old mine. First pass, 1 million ounces. No high grade there. It's all open to the south. That's where our 3 drills are currently turning. 1, 2, 3. The 4th one's going to come back in here, finish off that resource early next year. You'll see next summer, you've already put this down, you're going to see a new resource estimate, way better, PEA in it. We're going to do the geotechnical drilling. That is going to be very valuable. I don't sleep well when I have a $200 million, if I had a $200 million market cap and no NAV. I got about 90 now, and I'm trading at about 125. We're going to make sure we keep that ratio if we possibly can. NAV, that's the only way you win. Because everything we're doing up here is to add the ounces down here. Ounces, moving to economics. It's the only way you win, because we do one of two things. We're going to build the mine, so we're going to do exactly that. Or if we sell it to a major, they don't buy drill holes. They buy ounces that have economics. Now, last thing, and why I came here, and you got to see this. Think about this. That is the brownfields. I told you, I really think we have them up. I bought all that land. I own the land plus the mineral concessions. Look at this, 15 kilometers, 12 kilometers. Look at the El Tigre structure. We've been all down here. 3 more mines. We've been in them. High-grade gold and silver. Never had a drill hole. Clara's mine up here. We've been in all this. Look at all those little exploration mines and adits. We've been in them. High-grade gold and silver. We've actually mapped the veins, same ones continuing for another 5 kilometers outside the brownfield, where all our drilling is and where our resource is. Here's the best one, though. Geological team about a year or more ago sent, remember I told you this layer goes under. So we said, I wonder if it comes out on the other side of the mountain, just like the song. We got our geos over here. I didn't own any of this, Matt. I had to add 6,000 hectares. That's a lot of land package. 30,000 hectares, massive. Not criticizing Cheese Paw, but our neighbor to the south, 90 kilometers from us, it's 1,400 hectares. This is a district. And why we added it, look what happened. We get on the other side of the mountain. Get on the other side, out came the layer. What did we find? Incredibly, the vein package has completely repeated itself over there. We call it Santa Maria. We sampled it, high-grade gold and silver. Rest assured, by spring of next year, 6 months of mapping and sampling, the geos are already out there doing it. Get ready. The first drill holes will be put up here. We're going to tend to run hitting here for the next 5 or 6 months. I can't wait to see the first holes from here and here. You'll see them, but it won't be until next spring at the earliest. Look, technology's changed. We used to drag drill rigs around with dozers. Man, portable HQ rigs can drive over there in the back of a pickup truck. Exciting. We own a district. We're going to be working on it for a long, long time. So back to your original question, I couldn't be happier with my team. I couldn't be happier with those drill results. For me, I'm sorry, they don't really register. What registers with me is we've got a district now, let's go exploit it over the next couple of years. And there'll be dozens and dozens and dozens of regular press releases.
Okay. That's the way you think. It's slightly longer term. I get it. But at the same time, you've got to be clear at talking to the market about what your plan is. You're very excited about this because in your head, you know how you're going to come and tackle this. You've got to tell the story to retail because they're looking at this and going, well, 3 rigs, it's okay, better than 1 rig. 8 million of cash, how long is that going to last? And what are you going to do then?
Absolutely. So from my perspective, I am not putting my head up with respect to raising money until next year. I have to create value for my shareholders that believed in me with the drill bit. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, all fall, what do you think those banks are chasing me for? They're chasing me around with their clients. Here's 25 million. Here's 15 million. Here's 30 million. Okay. But they want it at this value. I took the last money at 30 cents. That was good valuation for us. Okay. You know what I did. And all institutional money in Eric Sprott. The next one has to be higher. There's only one way to get it higher. Keep delivering results. And we're going to do that right into next year. I get enough money with 3 drill rigs to be talking to you next year at this time, basically, and still be drilling. That's how much drilling we could do. Do I want to go that slow? Absolutely not. Do I think when my value is right that they're tripping over money to give me money now? Sure. Because 3 drill rigs are going to be 8 drill rigs. They're going to be 10 drill rigs. You know how. Look at GoGold. That's what we do. Like, you got to start somewhere. When I talked to you last, guess how many drill rigs were turning? 0. Guess how many are turned today? That's only 2 months ago. 3. So yeah, we got a 4th one already on order. This is the way I'll use it, and it'll be there. And then we'll get to next year. People don't understand. They think it's 3 drill rigs. It's 3 guys with a drill. That's 100 people on that mountain. That's 100 people on that mountain with the geos and the support staff. And so you can't ramp up much faster than that in a COVID world. Very proud of our team. Very proud of the first 10 drill holes. Get ready for the next ones. And like I said in the last one, you know what? Just watch and follow along.
Okay, so remind me, the next assay is coming back or when?
I think you're going to see, as I told you, just to give you a little bit of what to expect as far as results. And let's go look here because I think it's the easiest one, so you'll know where we are. First drill rig started here in September. First 10 holes came out. Okay. This drill rig started turning 2 or 3 weeks, a couple of weeks later. So you can expect the next results from the second drill rig, number 2. This is number 1. This one didn't start. You got to phase them in. You're phasing in 30 people at a time. They got to have a place to sleep, and it's got to be safe in COVID. Everybody we test going in there on a weekly basis, we got a medical staff on. Not one COVID case. We manage all that, but you've got to stage it. This one started about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Probably got the first 2 to 3 holes done. Look, we're very close to Christmas here, Matt. You're going to see results. Will we get results from the third one before January? Probably not, just because of the fact where we get on the other side of U.S. Thanksgiving and then it's December. And everybody should know this. Mexico is the biggest holiday in Mexico is Christmas. They are going home on December 10th. You can ask them to stay. You can tell them to keep you want to work. They're not. And they're not coming back until January 15th. And that's across the board for everybody. So yeah, we're gonna do as much as we can in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have a lot of core. There's tens and tens of holes that are being assayed now. So in the new year, you're going to see a real flood of all that backlog that gets cleaned up, and expect great results. And look for a couple of things. Make sure you keep looking for the high grade silver, but make sure you're paying attention to that developing wide alteration zone. That's what gets us more excited than the high grade silver. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it does.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. Look, I guess what we're looking to see is consistency of numbers, regular drill results, and you developing out this story of how you tackle this quite large land package. Okay, because it's all well and good, comparing yourself to Go Gold. They do have 8 rigs running. They do have a lot of cash there. You need to put yourself in a position where you can do similar things, because if you can, could be a really interesting time for you. It's a question of how quickly you can get to that point.
Yes. And the plan is to quickly ramp up to that. We expected to have 2 by Christmas. We're at 3. I could have had the 4th there, but there's just not enough time. That'll come in the first of the new year. And then you just keep adding them and adding the people. I don't want my good friend Brad, he didn't start with 8 drill rigs. There's a sequence where you just add them and add them. And you can't go too fast, because you do not want to drill there until the targets are ready. And that's months of work to get the targets ready. We know, look, we've been doing this, Matt, for 25 years. We've drilled way more than 1 million meters of core. We know what we're doing. If people want to judge me by how many drill rigs I get, we know when to put the drill rigs there, and we will increase it at the right time. But just come along for the ride. All I can say is watch. We could not be, as a group, as excited about El Tigre. We know that we talk like this. We'll build a mine here, or somebody else will. We've already made that decision in our heads. And not every project you look at gets there.
Okay, Glenn, look, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I know the track record, the experience, and I know you're excited about this one. I guess what we need to see is a few more numbers coming out. Stay in touch with us. Let us know how you're getting on, and be delighted to take that phone call. Okay.
Well, look, if you're willing to have me, let's get on the other side of Christmas. Let's get those results that are really piling up. Like, we are banging out core there. By Christmas, imagine we should have our search. I'm just looking at the projections. We're gone from 0 in really start of October to 7,500 meters. Those are going to get reported. And we are excited about what we're seeing in the core box. And so we'll get those out. And once we get a little bit more information, I'm going to come back and see if you'll have me.
We will. We'll definitely have you back on. If I don't speak to you before, have a fantastic Christmas. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in the new year.
Be safe and have fun with your family at Christmas. Thank you so much.